Okay. Well, hello everybody, and good to see everyone. And I want to start out with something very traditional because even if we are having a Thanksgiving, which may be a little bit different than the Pilgrims had, and the Native Americans, everyone involved in that famous thing, I'm going to sing a song that was written in 1864, which of course means while the Civil War was still there. But this is anything but war sounding. This is peace sounding. For the beauty of the earth, for the glory of the sky, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the wonder of each hour, of the day and of the night, hill and vale and tree and flower, sun and moon and stars of light. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. And I'm going to skip over to the last verse. It's my favorite. For the joy of human love, brother, sister, parent, child, friends on earth and friends above, for all gentle thoughts and mild, Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. Amen. Thank you, everyone. Now, I just wrote a few words, and then we're going to have a little sort of group participation thing after that. And I may sing a song or two, another couple of songs, just depending on time and everything. Of course, my name is Norman. My last name is Hogeland, Norman Hogeland. That's a Dutch name, Hogeland. I am calling this talk of mine, putting my guitar down carefully, The Thankful Turkey. And I talked to Neil about that, and that just sort of popped out as we were talking. I thought, yeah, that sounds like a good title for me anyway. So, I don't mention the word God in this too much, but God is always with me and always in my heart, and I'm sure that's just kind of how we are. We're New Thought people. I go to the religious science, actually the church in Washington, believe it or not, but that's over Zoom. I don't think I would necessarily want to drive that far. I used to do it on Sunday to go to church. But here's my talk. Almost every year, my wife Patty and I have visited Poplar Spring Animal Sanctuary in Poolesville, Maryland. Poplar Spring hosts a big, huge potluck event a little less than a week before Thanksgiving Day. It was yesterday. I didn't go, but I go most of the time. Paying a small entrance fee and bringing a vegan dish, about 1,000 people enjoy a very delicious meal outdoors Why vegan? Why outdoors? Vegan because of all the people guests are honoring, the many, many farm animals that live there and will continue to be given love, food, and shelter and companionship for the rest of their lives, and they will get to live a normal life. And there are volunteers and people who work there, who and guests, visitors who come on tour groups, all who are bringing that kind of love. Outdoors, so all can see the honored ones, which are the turkeys and also chickens. And they get to see them enjoy the extra special big platters of seeds, nuts, and other treats, fruits, etc., that the birds love. And I'm sure the animals are loving every minute of this feast. These are very, very thankful turkeys and chickens. And the other animals probably get some stuff too. After a nice talk by one of the two farm managers, Terry, her husband is Dave, and he's very much there too, but Terry does the talks, and she has a microphone, and she talks about the history of some of the animals and what they went through and how they are safe in this sanctuary now, even though they've gone through some horrific things. I would not want to be a turkey unless I lived on that farm. Then Terry gives the word and the whole crowd rushes. Nobody runs over each other, but they move quickly to find the row of tables which looks the most interesting for all the food. We're eating outdoors, and they're just filled with yummy dishes. If you're a meat eater, and I heard a lot of meat eaters telling us what they're going to have for Thanksgiving, and that's okay because that's your choice. This is America. If you're a meat eater, the food is so good at this festival that many will say, will forget to say and not say, where's the meat? The vegan dishes are so good that you don't miss it, and that's from my experience in the way past too. If something is so good and is cooked right, you don't care what it is as long as it tastes good. Well, I lived on a family, in quotes, farm in Virginia when I was a boy, and sometimes I'd make long visits when I was a young adult. My family had a large tract of land near Route 7 or Leesburg Pike. You know where that is. It goes from Alexandria to Leesburg. And the farm sat way off the road, and it was between Tyson's Corners, which during the 50s and early 60s was not the big shopping center place, but huge woods and just a couple of stores. And okay, so between Tyson's Corners and Drainesville. Anybody know where Drainesville is? Yeah, I believe it's at the entrance into Loudoun County if you're on Route 7. We had a number of animals. We didn't sell anything. We just had the farm for us. And we had chickens, ducks, guineas, and turkeys, as well as our pets, Boy Dog. And actually his full name was Dear Boy Dog, because I'm kind of almost choke when I think of him. He was that wonderful an animal. And 5 cats. Yep. So anyway, farming is a beautiful thing. I really support farming in my mind, but it's not always pretty. I think many people are happy to eat all the different meat dishes. But if you saw how it happened, well, I've seen pictures of that and I don't like it. Well, I worked as a farmhand on a cattle farm near Romney, West Virginia for a couple of years in my early 20s. And I remember each fall seeing the girls, that means the girl cows, being coaxed onto a big truck, and they were headed for Grantsville, Maryland, which is in western Maryland. And they were going to a place where they would never return from. And you can imagine. I also remember very well another experience, and on a farm. Actually, it was on our farm, the Hogeland family farm. And it was much longer ago, probably when I was about 9 or 10 or 11 or something like that. I remember it with sadness and regret on how our our dad, me and my two brothers, dad was trying to teach me some kind of a lesson. Maybe he actually needed help, or maybe he just wanted me, sort of what fathers sometimes feel they need to teach their boys how to be a man. So he asked me, more or less told me, to get a hold of the chicken and to hold it down so he could use the hatchet on it. And that memory is very painful, and I'm sort of choking up a little bit now, believe it or not, that I could not eat chicken for several years after that. It just was so upsetting. Eventually I did, and I never forgot, but I just somehow, time was kind of a healer for that. And I don't necessarily want to be healed from it because it's motivated me in other ways. The hen, while the thing was happening, and before Dad used the hatchet, and during and after, the hen fought so vigorously, and even after the hatchet had come down on her, she escaped from me. She just flapped her wings and everything in my face so much I couldn't hold on to her, nor did I really want to. And she ran around, missing the top part of herself, her head, and bumped into things and all that until she finally absolutely passed on and went to the next world. I think chickens have a right to go to heaven just like everybody else does. I'm being a little bit joking because I don't believe in the other side, meaning the opposite of heaven. Anyway, I believe with all my heart that all living creatures are children of God, just as we humans are. And I am so thankful for all the chefs and cooks that have created a very palatable way for me and others to eat our alternative diet. I'm going to say alternative because, there's only a small percentage of people that eat the same vegetarian or vegan diet that I do. I know as an observer of people and events in many years that I have lived on this planet Earth, that many people have different opinions and have different choices that are not the same that I have. Many good people eat their diets with meat dishes. I eat strictly vegan or vegetarian dishes. I also know, at least from grade school teaching, that the Puritans who settled in Massachusetts and the Native Americans who lived there when the Puritans arrived had to go after whatever meat they could find, fish, turkeys. They were doing survival because their food that they had on the ship wasn't going to last forever. And of course, I love this part of the Thanksgiving story of Squanto, a very famous and beloved Native American. We used to call them Indians, but I know Indians. They live on the other side of the world. And so anyway, the Native Americans and the Pilgrims were being taught by Squanto how to fertilize corn seeds and grow corn. And I think they didn't have corn in Europe. I'm not sure, but I think it's native to the Americas. And you would just to you take a corn seed, Squanah would dig a little hole and put the corn seed in there and also put with it the remains of fish that he had from when he went fishing. And all I have to say is none of us, and I could hear that even besides the diet, but different dishes and different practices. Maybe you go at home, maybe you eat with a lot of people, maybe like Patty and myself, we just eat the two of us. We probably had some time when we've had one or two other people, but and that's fine for us. That's what we wanted to do. I have just a few feet away from me a copy of the Saturday Evening Post, and they're still alive. I didn't know it. They're still printing, I guess, kind of a limited edition, and they have one of those famous Norman Rockwell paintings. I met him one time, by the way, and it's his Thanksgiving painting. And it has a picture of a family and all the kids, all the moms and dads and grandpas and grandmas, and all had big smiles as the hosts. I don't know who they were, but they looked older. And grandmom, or whoever she was bringing in a big platter with a big roasted, delicious to the participants turkey. And Granddad was walking proudly beside her, and they were all smiles. And I love the smiles. I don't eat the meat, but I love the smiles, and I love the fact that people are together. And so we get the Saturday Evening Post. The front cover has one of Norman Rockwell's famous paintings showing the man and the woman of the house bringing the newly roasted turkey for the large extended family, sitting at the dinner table with big smiles as they look at the freshly cooked bird. I could be at that table too, happier if I was getting one of the drumsticks. And this is long ago when I was a meat eater like everybody else. I could be at that table too, happier if I was getting one of the drumsticks on my plate and one of my two brothers getting the other drumstick. The third brother would not be smiling when he was given one of the wings. Wings do not compare to drumsticks as far as I'm concerned. Several times I was the third brother, so I know what I'm talking about. Watching them happily gorge away on the drumsticks. I call it a game of chance. You never know what's going to happen. I thought, well, maybe Dad could have cut the drumsticks in half so everybody, at least us brothers could have part of the drumstick, but that didn't happen. That wasn't meant to be. When I was an elementary school teacher, many of the teachers would have a featherless cardboard turkey on our bulletin boards. The turkey was called the Thankful Turkey, which of course is the title of this talk. We would each cut many construction paper feathers to be added onto the turkey whenever we would think of something we were very, very grateful for. So the person's name would appear in big letters, and the thing that they were grateful for printed in smaller letters. For instance, John Doe and my family, you'd have, you might have Norman. And I love Thanksgiving when I get enough to eat and it's what I want to eat, it could be something like that, or it could be well beyond Thanksgiving because, why don't we have Thanksgiving every day? We don't necessarily have to have the whole gorgeous meal, but just be thankful every day. And to me, when somebody used to say, Happy Turkey Day, I'm thinking, wait a second, what do you mean? It's Thanksgiving, it's not Turkey Day, you know? And that was even when I was eating turkey. I was thinking, I really like having the spiritual approach to it because I want to be thankful to everybody and I want to be thankful to God. And that's kind of, where my priorities lies. Naturally, if somebody gives me something delicious, I'll eat it. I like the idea of Thanksgiving. It could be a huge meal with lots of friends and family or a small two-person meal like the one my wife and I will have. It could be traditional with a bird, cranberries, potatoes, stuffing, etc. Or it could be a meal with tofurkey, that's what we're having, and several other non-traditional food items. It could have prayers or just plain joy. It could be what the participants want, or it could simply not be, and people enjoy a pleasant, quiet day. They don't have to celebrate Thanksgiving. Nobody has to do any of that stuff. It's not the law, thank goodness, that everybody must gather together and have the traditional Thanksgiving meal or you'll be sorry, No, we still have that choice, to do celebrate or not celebrate just how we want. And I celebrate that fact. Before my part is over, I'd like to sing another thankfulness song. You know something? I'm going to, before I sing that song, how are we doing for time? Okay, I saw a thumb up. Okay, so let me know when I need to stop. Anyway, I was wondering if we were in that classroom now, and I'm just going to be one of the students because I had enough teaching. I moved on to being a musician, and now I'm working in a warehouse. Figure that. But anyway, just imagine if the teacher handed all of us a little cardboard or a little colored paper feather, and we put our name on it. I might, if it's my turn, I'll just say, Norman, I'm so happy that my car runs very, very well, even though it's gone well over 100,000 miles. I could say something like that. Now, that's not a very short sentence and it wouldn't fit onto one of those feathers, but we don't have to put it on a feather. But I'd like to kind of semi-turn this over to you all and just a short statement of something you're really grateful for. And I see we have a number of people, and I'm just wondering if any of you would like to volunteer what you would put on that feather. And remember, you have to put your name on there too. Okay? So if we have a volunteer to start that out, just a simple, you all are not shy. You're not a shy bunch because you all love each other and you've known each other for years and years and years, most of you, I think. So anybody feel like giving that a shot?
Okay, I will. I'm Gloria, and on my feather, I would put, I am grateful for good health for my family and friends.
Ah, good choice, Gloria. Thank you. So now you and I will wait for the others since we both got our feathers.
Yeah, come on, folks. You don't want to hear from me because I'm going to get a tail feather with a lot of room to write. So you better.
Right, put your hand up. Here you go.
Well,
Aha.
I'm Leon, and I'm just grateful for the patience that others have shown me. And the kindness of strangers. Thank you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why, that's ripe and juicy. I love that.
Mm-hmm. I am thankful for the ways that we can all stay connected over the years. I'm Zachary.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
move on. I'm still thinking of mine, so somebody else can go. Well, Zach wanted to go
It's going to be good, I know.
Oh, well, you never know.
It'll be just you. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep,
Hey,
I'm good, Frank.
And
Then I'm
I'm thankful for all the possibilities that are in my life or could possibly come into my life. And I'll just sign Frank.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, thank you.
go ahead, Jane.
I will be last. I have so much to be grateful for. I can't really enumerate.
Hmm.
It's
Wow.
just my life, my friends, my family, everything. So, hey, I'm just filled with gratitude for whatever.
Hmm.
And thank you, Norm. I'm grateful for you that you're here today.
Oh, well, thank you.
Hmm.
Yeah. I love this is one of my second families, you know.
Okay, it looks like Jody has
Yeah.
found something.
Like Jane, there's too many things. Um, uh, I'm Jody, and I'm thankful for this community of friends, community of uh, people that came to us right after COVID, when everything else was disappearing and all, and has continued to be a high spot in my week. That's too long for a feather, I know. But yeah, my first one was really short. I am grateful for the nature that surrounds us. But the other one just came and took over.
Okay, you ready for my tail feather or feathers?
Okay.
While you were talking, I was writing down some of the things that I'm thankful for, and like so many of us, it's a list that would fill a home. I mean, and it has. And I'm thankful for this ministry that was started by Bill Wilson and who got us into a thankfulness journal. So I've been writing TYG every year basically since we were in the 90s at Unity of Fairfax in a little round, you know, auditorium back at Unity of Fairfax. I'm thankful for, here, I'm going to just spill it out real quick. I'm thankful for, believe it or not, retirement from copiers, 43 years of stress. Leon knows about stress just a little bit, but he manages it very well, and I didn't, not so much. I'm thankful for family, my kids. My mother had 9 sisters and brothers, and the Thanksgivings were incredible. There was not one child table, there was several. All my cousins getting together. Um, I'm thankful for my health, believe it or not, even though I was exposed to Agent Orange, being on organic foods and staying alive. Thankful for my 80th birthday the other day, November 17th. That was an incredible new chapter in my life. I'm thankful for the occasional pizza and hot dog that Jesse yells at me for, but eventually will stop yelling when I start chewing. Um, It's just so much to be thankful for. I'm thankful for all the times I was able and privileged to do volunteer work at Fort Belvoir with the USO, at an AIDS clinic in Arlington, all the other volunteer services that I've done. It's just, that's when you receive, when you give. That's truly when you receive. It brings so much joy when I was teaching, even meditation. I'm thankful for prayer and meditation and how that's changed my life. So, yeah, there's a lot on here I didn't cover, but that's worth a couple of tail feathers. So thank you for allowing us to do that. And I'm now thankful for you continuing on with your service.
Okay. Well, the talk is over, the planned talk, but I have a couple songs that I really wanted to sing before. I know that there's things that are at the end of a unity service that, speaking of tradition that everyone traditionally does. I'm going to sing a song because Neil reminded me of gratitude journals. And this is a song I wrote, and it's called At Least 100. Someone said the other day that gratitude is good. In fact, it stands with love as a real good feeling. And we all can find at least one thing we can say thanks for. And if I try, I think I'll get at least 100. So if 100's what I choose, I could list my arms and toes, eyes, legs, brain, and yeah, I'm just beginning. And of course I've got my life, my kid, grandkids, and wife, and I think I might at least get to 200. Everything and every day in my long life I can say that there's something in each one I can be thankful for. My prayers and for my songs, my guitars and all I own. Now I think I might at least get to 300. Hey, I forgot all of my friends, the ones today and then, the ones I used to know and those I'll soon be knowing. And the people I admire, I never met, but what the heck, I believe at least I'll get to 400. Now if I stay here today, just keep writing, let's say that with each thing I write there appears another item. The list is getting awful long, you know, and before too long I'll reach 500, 1,000, perhaps 1,000,000. Well, the million's just a day, in eternity anyway. I'll never finish, but I'll just keep on writing. So that's my gratitude journal, and I have done that many times. And what I actually do every day, instead of a journal, I just take journal thoughts out of my head and I say them out loud, but not too quiet, because I do it about 5:30 in the morning when I'm walking my dog Jack. Jack has helped me do it. He's kind of the co-author of a lot of my stuff because he inspires me, you know. He's just a regular guy, but we love each other. Now, I'm going to sing. See, it's 11 o'clock now. I'll sing a couple more songs if that's okay, folks. I will remember to be thankful for what I've got. Friends right here giving love and cheer. Yes, I sure have gotten a lot. Material things, lots of songs to sing, and a little bit of money in the bank. I look all around and I look within, and all I really gotta say is thanks. All I really gotta say is thanks. Thanks to Spirit, and thanks to you, and thanks to my mom and dad. They're why I'm here. And thanks to the universe for giving me time on earth, and I'm so glad. Thanks for the night, and thanks for the day, for the food and the water I drank. This could go on as a 30-minute song, but all I really gotta say is thanks. All I really gotta say is thanks. All I really gotta say is thanks. So that's a favorite of mine. I love all my children. Now, here's one. I was thinking of singing it in the beginning, but I think everything I've chosen today is what was supposed to happen. And this song is a really pretty song, and it sounds good with harmony, but I can't harmonize to myself. And this is called the Sunday Hymn. We came together here today. We're in this place to praise and pray. And although we will part for a week or more, we'll remember what we're here for. If you want to sing that part with me. We'll remember what we're here for. Part of the reason we're here today is to talk to each other and see each face. And we have that purpose for everyone. Whether friend or stranger, it's everyone. And we know there's something that we'll take home. Something we have learned, something we've been shown. We can feel the joy, we can feel the peace. We can hear the songs and we feel at ease. And we give our thanks as we love to do. Thanks for everything, thanks for me and you. Thanks for this one day, thanks for all the times. Thanks for love and life of yours and mine. We came together here today. We're in this place to praise and pray. And although we will part for a week or more, we'll remember what we're here for. We'll remember what we're here for. Well, that's about all I have to say, except, of course, it's wonderful being with everybody here. And thank you for listening and thank you for participating. And I'm going to turn it over to Neil.
Well, thank you so much for a delightful service. Delightful Thanksgiving remembering. Prior to Thanksgiving gives us a lot to be thankful for when we do meet for the non-meat meals that we're going to have before we watch the football game, right, Leon? Yeah. Vegetarian meals? Yeah, sure, Leon.
Yeah, if it's cheese Doritos, then it's not vegetarian. No,
Yeah.
it is vegetarian. It's not vegan. Yeah, of course.
Now would probably be appropriate time to stop the recording.